Did you know that by 2026, 2 years from now, all dealerships, cars and trucks in Canada have to be selling 20% electric? Have to be. And then by 2035, 100% electric. That is a dictate from this government, this authoritarian government. Jay Goldberg is going to join me to talk about that in a second. But first, you won't hear that stuff on the mainstream news because it's paid for by the Prime Minister's office. We are paid by you. And we want to bring these issues up so you're aware of them. Canadians are aware what this authoritarian government of Justin Trudeau is doing. So please donate. Ask your friends to subscribe. So Jay, I wasn't aware of that until you told me. I mean, just 2 years.
Well, it's stunning. And if you look at it, by 2035, every new car sold in Canada has to be electric. So says Ottawa. The decree has come down and we must all abide by it. But let me tell you why they're doing this. They're doing this because Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has teamed up with Premier Doug Ford, giving away $57 billion of taxpayer money to build EV plants and batteries and eventually cars here in Ontario. And they need to make sure people buy them because, as we've seen from the marketplace, a lot of people don't want them. Ford Motor Company is losing $130,000 for every new EV they put on the road. It's not sustainable in terms of markets, and that's why the decree is linked to all of this money spending.
This is like something out of the old Soviet Union. You have to buy this, you have to pay for this. I mean, I've heard from many people, they buy electric cars and they give the keys back. I said, it works if you are just driving in a city or in a village. But if I want to go somewhere a substantial distance, and Canada's a big country, it's not going to work.
Well, and a lot of our politicians, look, Chrystia Freeland, Justin Trudeau, they're living in downtown, big municipalities. They're not living in the Northwest Territories or Powell River or, St. John's, Newfoundland, where based on the weather, you can't drive them. The range changes, all of this. But the number one point is the accountability, the freedom aspect. How in the world should we have our government decreeing that nobody in this country can buy a brand new gas-powered car in Canada past 2035? It's complete nonsense, and they're trampling on our freedoms.
Well, you're absolutely right. It's an economic thing, but also it's political.
Yeah.
I mean, no one voted for this government to say, we're going to bring in electric cars. And the other thing is, I can see in 2034, virtually every gas car is going to be bought up by people who are going to corner the market and then double the price.
That's exactly right. And look, again, $57 billion of our tax dollars has been committed to build these EV plants, to pay for the batteries, the manufacturing. We're subsidizing their production. So why do you think the government has to force people to buy them? Because they're gambling tens of billions of our dollars to build them.
I mean, it's breathtaking, but let's just move forward. It's not going to work, is it?
I don't think it's going to work. Look, we've got the opposition party, the Conservatives, saying they're going to get rid of this. And I think anyone with common sense knows you live in a free market country. You should not be having decrees from the government about what kind of car you can buy. It's not economically sustainable. It's not fair to taxpayers. And I hope a future government gets in there and rips up a bunch of these EV contracts so that we're not left holding the bag for $57 billion so far in EV contracts, with more apparently on the way.
Scary stuff. Well put. Jay Goldberg, thank you very much. 3 minutes. This show provides independent analysis of the issues. We are not paid by the government. And as I am finding, so much business in Canada relies upon various governments that they don't want to sponsor or advertise on a show which may become controversial, which talks about liberty, freedoms, sometimes criticizes government. I've had guests on that support the government. But people are saying, you know what? We don't want to bite the hand that feeds us, i.e. government, which is why I hope you'll subscribe and contribute to keep this show on the air.